Today's podcast episode is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way for you to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters with a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo. Apply today to become a member and immediately be connected with advertisers that fit your audience. That's podgo.co at podgo.co. And be sure to add our podcast in the How Did You Hear About Podgo section of the application.
Saying woo, woo, woo.
Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I am your host, Conrad Cushman. Joining me today, my co-host each and every Wednesday, Derek is in the house. What is going on, D?
What's up? What's up?
Chat, get ready to get loud, get live. We had a pretty good episode of AEW Dynamite tonight, and I kind of want to get into it. I thought it was a fun show. There's some things I liked, some things I didn't like, but we're talking AEW tonight, and I'm glad you could join us. And, as usual, we got to start off with the intro from my man, Montezi.
Everything pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson. Yes, everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Special episode. It's WrestleMania week, bro. It's been crazy. I'm tired already, like from wrestling and just making all the moves I've been trying to make. It's been a busy week. So if you guys can do me a favor, make sure you guys are hitting that like button for us. The like button definitely helps the YouTube algorithm. It's a great way to help people find the channel. We're looking for as many subscribers as we can. We're getting real close to that 1.38. So, like I said, if you got a friend, tell them to subscribe to the channel. Just as easy as clicking that button. And if you want to be notified when we go live, hit the bell. That simple, that easy. Derek, we had a stacked AEW Dynamite to talk about tonight.
Yes. Let's get started.
This Dynamite was loaded with a lot of things, and we've got another loaded one next week. Lots to talk about. Let's see, first and foremost, who is in the YouTube live chat with us. Big shout out to BJ. I see BJ leaving a comment in here for us. He said, what a show already. Please ignore Derek and his woo-woo-woos in the chat. I don't know what is up with him in that right now, but I'm not mad, dude. I can't be. This was a really, really good show. A said, what a main event. Yeah. He is feeling it tonight.
I called that main event. He won't admit it, though, but I called it.
Derek flip-flops often. If you guys don't know, this is the main event and this is what's happening. Okay, yeah, this is definitely what I believe is going to happen. So Derek's definitely going a little studio mode right now. So don't let him fool you with some of this tomfoolery that he's coming up here with. All right,
truth, brother, all truth.
Hey, what's going on? We got PR Nightmare in the house as well. What's going on? He's throwing up the Derek order sign for you. CPR, I noticed that Derek's not even paying attention. Derek's looking at his notes. Nah, I'm trying to take credit for this. I'm taking credit for I'm trying to get on PR's good side. So he's taking notes. He's not even paying attention. Sean Harrington, haven't seen him in a minute. What's going on, Sean? Good to see you, brother. Thank you. Jesus.
De Leon.
Oh, I was off. Hold on here. Jesus. De Leon. What's going on, Jesus? Ace in the house as well. Appreciate you guys. Rob came in and said the Bucks are pieces of shit. We all knew they were. The Derek Order Show and the other guy, Conrad Coachman. Shit. Sean Harrington said Bucks' turn was rather lame because it was too predictable. How did anyone see that coming is crazy to me. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And we're going to get into what happened with the Young Bucks and everything else. But, like I said, if you guys are enjoying the show, smash the like button. Tell people in the chat to hit that like button. I see we're at 4 likes. We got more than that in the viewership right now. So hit that like button for me. Let's get into it. Opening contest tonight. Oh, actually, even before the opening contest, we kind of had a little bit of an intro with the Inner Circle rolling up. They had their black cars, the motorcycles. They came in styling and profiling. Woo!
It's so hard.
I like it. I thought it was really cool. I don't know if those were Tony Khan's father's cars or whose cars they were, but they were looking pretty dope tonight.
Regular Tony or drug money Tony?
Chill out. Not Shivani. Khan. I'm talking about the owner. No, wrong Tony.
Well, it might be Tony Schiavone too, though.
You need to stop with that slander of Tony Schiavone.
I love Tony. Tony's my man. Just saying.
Opening contest, we have Adam Hangman Page taking on Platinum Max Caster with Anthony Bowens. Platinum Max released a song today. Excellent work once again by him. Absolutely love the Shook crew. Doing a lot of good stuff here. I'm telling you. Big things for this kid are coming. I think he just needs that seasoning. Once he gets it, man, and everything clicks for him, I think he's going to be a big star for them. Hangman Page, Derek, he's been stuck in this weird rut, but he is the number 1 contender for the world title. He hasn't lost a match.
He definitely has been stuck in a rut. I don't know if I appreciate that.
I wouldn't say a rut. I think he's more so in he doesn't have anyone to feud with him that's on his level. Fair to say, chat? I think so.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So he's just been kind of helping other guys, building them up, having great matches with people. And this one I don't think was any different. Max Caster came out. He did his freestyle rap as well. The chemistry was off a little bit between the two. It looked a little bit rough at times, but they eventually got it back together. And I thought even Anthony Bowens on the outside did a tremendous job. I'm glad he's back off of injury. And they finally found their footing in the matchup, had things going right. Bowens eventually interferes, sending Page shoulder first into a barricade. Max uses the gold chain for a near fall, which I thought was smart because if you don't know, Max Caster is number 3 in the world title rankings. He's 7-1.
Oh, shoot.
I did not peep the game, man. I did not peep the game until I really looked at his record. I'm like, yo, he only has lost 1 time.
Who did he lose to?
I can't even think off the top of my head. It was a bigger name. And it was someone who you would expect him to lose to, but he's beaten everybody in the Dark Order. Colt Cabana, 10, 5. He's beaten all of them.
Well, we're not counting that ladder match that he was in, right?
I don't. Maybe that's the loss. I don't know if that counts.
It
maybe
shouldn't count.
Maybe someone in the chat will know better than me. Which one is definitely the reason for the L? I'm just looking at the live chat feedback right now for those listening. So he gets the gold chain out, hits Hangman Page, get a near fall out of it. During the near fall, Max doesn't know what to do. Eventually, Page gets his momentum, and he goes to the outside, but he knows Bowens is still there trying to interfere. So instead of doing the buckshot lariat first, he does a moonsault onto Bowens, gets up to the top rope with quickness, and immediately hits the buckshot lariat. 1, 2, 3. Max Caster falls to Hangman Page.
Hey. Served its purpose.
I'm not mad, dude. I thought this was a good match. Solid work by both. Hangman Page, he's coming for the world title. Remember your boy told you first. It's happening.
Do you think we'll get a match between him and Kenny?
Eventually. It's going to get there. I just don't know when. Is it at Double or Nothing? I don't think so.
But do you think it would be for the title, though?
Yes. He's number 1 contender. He's proven he's in there, but if he gets it early, I'm going to say Page is going to lose the first match, and then he'll have to redeem himself again. But time will tell what happens with that. Let's see here. PR Nightmare says, much appreciated, Conrad. You move back up to the King Lawler now. Oh, thanks. Puppies. Sean Harrington said, he's talking about Moxley and everything else. Well, I'll get to that, Sean. I'll get to that. These guys are ready to talk about that main event right away. BJ said Hangman is just sitting and waiting to be the guy to dethrone Kenny. I agree. Jesus said he does believe it's from the ladder match, the one loss.
Okay, yeah, because I don't remember seeing him lose in a singles match.
Sean Harrington said Hangman needs something to do other than random matches with the Dark Order, as nice as the matches have been, or excuse me, the Dark Crew, referring to the wrestlers from AEW Dark. If they aren't going with Hangman versus Omega next, they need someone to distract him. Who do you put in that spot though? That's a rough one too. You got a lot of guys who can go in there.
I mean, eventually you can have him feud with Moxley.
You could.
Because Moxley wants his title back. Hangman wants the title.
I also think that you could do some stuff with other people too, as far as maybe Darby Allin. Why not have Darby and Hangman have a little feud maybe for the TNT Championship? And you could also have one of the guys lose. Doesn't really matter who at that point.
Right, yeah.
You can do some different things here. I think they're just trying to avoid babyface right now and possibly hurt someone else's momentum. See, Jesus said, I say Jungle Boy, but I want him versus Darby, laughing my ass off. That would be a great matchup too. Great matchup. Let's keep it moving here. Tony Schiavone comes out to interview the Death Triangle, and surprise, you're going to hear that a lot tonight. Best Friends and Orange Cassidy come out with Chris Statlander, and Cassidy begins to remind them of the feud that they had going on with each other. Remember, before the pandemic started, right around the time of Revolution, Pac was feuding with Orange Cassidy. They were going to have a parking lot brawl or a street fight, I believe. Death Triangle versus the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, parking lot street fight.
But then everything got messed up. Pac was gone. He couldn't get back over here because of the pandemic. And then they transitioned the Best Friends over to Santana and Ortiz. Chill, bro. With the Diesel. I've been working out. We're going back to this. What do you think? Do you is Death Triangle baby faces? What do you feel about this?
I feel they are kind of in the middle. I think they're in the middle. Like I don't want to say they're baby faces, but I feel like they have to fill a gap somewhere and they're playing devil's advocate. Like, yeah, we can be good, but we can also be bad. We just don't want to tell you what direction we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Or what direction creative might have for them.
I think this could still work out in the long term. I'm curious as to what is going to happen as far as the storyline and feud goes. Those trios titles, I really feel like these will be teams competing for them. I know.
I don't want to see it, bro.
You want women's tag titles? We went through this last time. It's gonna happen, bro. Eventually. I don't think right away. I don't think there's a rush to put on it. But I think eventually if you're going to keep all these factions and people grouping together, you got to let it happen.
Is that the next year thing that you say?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Give it some time. I think once they have some free time in the booking, it'll work. And Jesus said long-term booking, Conrad. I'm with it. Listen, I'm okay with Paige. I feel like here's the problem with Paige. To answer Jesus' kind of statement. Paige is in that position that guys like Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho used to be in the WWF. They are upper mid-card. You're not mid-card, really. You're right next. You're sniffing that main event, but you need other guys to work with. The problem is Paige is one of the only ones in there, and he's not working with the other guys. He's not working with Lance Archer that was brought up, Darby. Those guys are all in the same positions, but it seems like they're trying to keep them away from each other, and maybe that's to keep the main event fresh in the long term.
Yeah, and that's probably very true, but I would like to see Hangman go up against Archer.
You could do that. That would be another fun match, but some people don't want to see Archer take that L again either.
True.
Dark Triangle are tweeners like Lance Archer. Sean Harrington said. Jesus says he thinks that Phoenix is mostly a babyface. I think it's because of the style though too.
Yeah.
I love it. We'll see what happens. I want to see what's going to happen in the feud with the Bucks, or not the Bucks, the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy and Death Triangle.
I think that would be a good 6-man tag. Even though I don't go for the 6-man tag matches, I think that'd be good.
Yeah, and I think that with Chris Statlander on the other side, I think this gives them an opportunity to add somebody, maybe Diamante, someone. I don't know. You got to look and see who you want to put in that spot, but there's an opening there, I think, too, to add a female to the Death Triangle group, but then they wouldn't really be Death Triangle. Then you got to change the name.
Not necessarily, because then that female addition could be, quote-unquote, a manager to them. Could be.
Let's get back into this, though. Afterwards, the announce team runs down the card as usual. And then we have the Inner Circle coming out. And the Inner Circle come out and Chris Jericho cut one of the best damn promos I've heard in a while. This man got on the microphone and I think he told everyone, look, I'm about to show you how it's done. And you usually don't get these Chris Jericho kind of like going in type promos, but he went in on this one and I thought it worked out very well. Let me see what I got for the notes in here because I think this was going to be a tough one to remember. He calls the Pinnacle the Pineapple at first, and then he starts talking about MJF getting swirly chants, but then Jericho begins to go in, and he starts talking about what mistakes they made during all of this. And he said that MJF, you took a gimmick that I had 3 to 4 years before you in the WWE. And I was just like, oh, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's kind of telling the truth here. And I thought that was a great move, a great just phrasing. So he starts getting on a roll after that. And then Jericho says, MJF will never be better than me, and he knows it. And then he starts talking about Tully. He said he was a third-tier horseman. If you ever want to disrespect someone in the Four Horsemen, you bring up the name Paul Roma, and automatically, what the hell? And he said, what was Tully? In between Paul Roma and Ole Anderson? Disrespect. And
low blow.
That's a foul, bro.
That's a foul, bro.
Sean Spears then gets dissed, talking about his platinum mohawk and how it looks terrible. I have nothing to say. Rob knows every week. Rob calls him Butters from South Park. Like, I don't know what to tell you about this. He just talked about how when he got fired from the Fed the first time, that he was like, you text me after saying, is there anything I could do better? And that's how Jericho just seen him. He goes in on him too. But the main purpose of all this, Derek, is May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. I'm hoping there's tacos that night for dinner for Dynamite.
Yo, I made orange chicken tacos.
Let me know. I've never had them. I'm down though. I'm down. We have a blood and guts match officially.
Ooh, I'm ready for that.
Yo,
I'm ready for that.
I love Jericho promo, but he did make one error. Sean, let me know what the error was. Let me know. Because I definitely missed it, I think. Blood and guts, though, bro. It's their version of War Games, I believe. This should be fun.
Dude, this was something that we had plans to go to before all this stuff happened.
We were going to go to the Rochester show, and Tiff had the tickets for that New Jersey show for the Blood and Guts.
Dude. I wish. I can't wait for all this shit to be over so that we can get back to going to the shows again. Because watching it at home is cool, but like when this comes to your city and you get a chance, or somewhere close to it and you get a chance to go, come on.
You gotta take advantage. I still got the tickets for Dynamite, by the way, which I don't know why I keep them, but I really want to go to this show. I was excited to go to that show. Dude. And
EPW shirts all around.
Facts. If you guys haven't, get yourself one at tpublic.com in the description below. Click the link. Get yourself a shirt. Why not? Sean Harrington says Jericho stated Wardlow had $1 million mind with a 10-cent body, and pretty sure he meant it the other way around. A 10-cent mind with $1 million body. That's okay. Yeah, I did kind of peep that. I forgot to write that down. And I don't know why they didn't do it at Double or Nothing. That's a good question. I don't know what this will lead to at Double or Nothing unless someone needs to be written out for some reason. We don't know. And Sean Harrington said he was supposed to go to Blood and Guts too. See? Exactly what we're talking about here. But I'm excited for this one, dude. I think we're going to see this match get bloody. I think it's going to be like one of those old school NWA, like the original War Games matches with the Horsemen. I think this is going to be really fun. I think it's going to work.
But you know what? I hope they got the best minds from creative to work on this. Because when you have this much intensity, you have to have that same kind of intensity in the match.
I think they will. Arn Anderson is probably the War Games mastermind. He always knew, I'm first one out. He just knew, we'll get the advantage as the heels, and then we'll just go to work. Arn knows how to book these, so I have faith in the people doing it. Jesus just asked in the chat, is Mike Tyson going to join the Blood and Guts match? I could see it, he says.
You know what? Yeah, I could see that.
I think as a referee, maybe.
Yeah,
an enforcer or something.
Yeah, referee. And nothing more, nothing less. I think that's the cusp of what he would be doing.
Right. Jocelyn in the house. What's going on, Jocelyn? Good to see you. I don't know how this shit makes it onto my show every week. We gotta put some disclaimers on Derek, people. We got to. So afterwards, Jericho says his line again, the worst is yet to come. I don't know what that means, but he keeps repeating it. And maybe that's part of the storyline.
I'm hoping.
We'll see. Let's see. Sean Harrington said they got Arn Anderson, who's probably in the most War Games match in War Games history. That's probably a fact, Sean. Let's go into Christian's match here. Christian interviewed Dasha, and surprise, Taz shows up to interrupt the interview because nobody can do a damn interview in this company.
It's Taz.
Taz shows up, and he's asking Christian to join Team Taz. He says, my guys can help you, you can help my guys, and you'll be helping me. And it's kind of left there. And I feel like Christian may be moving on to feud with somebody within that group. The question is who? I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe Christian joined Team Taz. I'm just throwing it out there as a possibility. I don't think that's going to happen, but who knows?
I think he would feud with Ricky. Spanish.
That's twice now.
Hey.
That's twice now. We do it for Jocelyn, though.
Exactly.
Sean Harrington just brought up, let's set up Tyson versus a Go-Go. I don't know. Well, Go-Go wants those problems. Iron Mike Tyson. Christian versus Starks, please and thank you, Jesus says. So, Jesus on the same page with us, Derek.
Yeah. I think that would be really... That would help
Ricky,
like, super...
I even think you could have it where Christian beats Cage, and then that's what sets Cage off. He's like, you know what? I'm done with this group. They suck. Like,
yes.
And he just walks out on them. Lots of good things here. Christian versus Starks is going to be amazing. They plan out interviews like they... BJ, you're not wrong, bro. Listen to how many times I say surprise tonight. It's in my notes. I just wrote surprise in all caps. Like, what is this, bro? Afterwards... we get into another matchup. We have Jurassic Express versus Bear Country. Oh. That Tarzan boy, it hits, bro. The people are starting to sing it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's there. It's definitely there. For me, it's always going to hit back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it definitely does fit Jungle Boy. It took me a minute to get used to it, but it fits.
I'm telling you, bro. I thought the same with Orange after I listened to it and I saw him come out to it. I'm like, it works.
I still need more time with that one. Because we didn't even get the first theme.
You got to talk to the music team for that. I can't do nothing about that. Jurassic Express come in, though, early on. And I thought in this match, this was not Jungle Boy's night. I thought Luchasaurus looked like the bigger star tonight.
Yeah, Luchasaurus was definitely... he was definitely the star of this match. Jungle Boy looked a little off to me.
Yeah,
just a touch.
Nothing to where it was like, oh, this is the end.
Right. But you know what, though? I think that attributes to what you said earlier, that while we were watching it, that he was trying to coach Bear Country. So Bear Country really hasn't been on Dynamite too much, and I saw at several points in the match, like, Jungle Boy was kind of just saying, like, hey, get over here, you're supposed to be there, do this. And I don't want to say people were lost, but I think he was just trying to make sure you're in the right spots. We're trying to time this and do it right. Right.
You got to be on your shit to be on Dynamite, basically, is what I'm saying. In this matchup, they get a little bit of a rough patch in the middle there. Right before the commercial break, we have an error. So Jungle Boy's up in a powerbomb position, and the guy from Bear Country, I don't even know their names, unfortunately. I apologize. I've seen them on Dark, but I just don't know their separate names. He goes for a catch on... He was supposed to catch Luchasaurus and have Jungle Boy in the powerbomb position. They miss Luchasaurus. It doesn't work. And here's what I'm going to say about this. I'm about to turn into the old man wrestling fan. I hate when I have to do this. Less is more, guys. You don't have to do all this shit.
Right.
It's not necessary.
It really isn't, because
I'm impressed by what Luchasaurus did in this match. I was impressed. I really don't have a complaint about this match. This was a solid match still.
It was. But like you said, less is more. You
could have had no rough spots in this if you would have just avoided some of the stuff they were trying to do. Sometimes you get too fancy.
Yeah, when you start getting a little like extra, then that brings the quality of the match down. Just play it right. Play it right. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yes, and Jesus said Jungle Boy's gonna be super over with that theme. I 100% agree. BJ said, I love how it's Godzilla versus Kong and they used the team of bears. I don't know, what do you do to fix that? But it just glared at me. You got nothing. You just got to take advantage of it and have fun with it. Jungle Boy shines on his own. Jungle Boy wasn't off. The only botch was with Luchasaurus and Bronson. There was another one, Sean. So in the match, when Jungle Boy does his DDT from the outside into the ring, he definitely almost clipped his legs on the ropes. And luckily they made it work, but I'm telling you, Jungle Boy was just something wasn't right tonight. I think he was too busy trying to help them, but that shows leadership in the ring. So I respect what he was doing still. And I'm not trying to, go into every... That was the intern? I don't know what that was. But, we had Jungle Boy. He does his little hop in, and I don't want to pity pat on him and that sucked because he messed up a move. How the hell would I know? I don't wrestle. I've been watching it for a long time, but I'm not here to criticize every move these guys make. No. I just thought less is more, and just going forward, I think more time in the ring for Bear Country will do them some good. I didn't think they were bad tonight. I thought they did a good job here.
No, I actually like this group. I want to see more from them, but they got to get more time first. So once they get more time, I'm good.
Jesus said we need more Taz singing Jungle Boy's theme. If you've never watched Dark, prepare yourself to laugh when Jungle Boy comes out because Taz goes in on that theme. I'm Peggy from New York. How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
I'm Peggy. Make sure you drop a like for us. I appreciate you joining us tonight for the Dynamite review, though. Thank you so much. We're just talking Jurassic Express Bear Country. Like I said, Luchasaurus looked like the star here tonight, in my opinion. That's just me. Jungle Boy, the theme. Jungle Boy's going to be a big deal in this company. He is a future main eventer. Jesus has said it. I think it. Derek thinks it.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
Jungle Boy's going to be that guy eventually when it comes down to it. If Luchasaurus were in WWE, they would have him. They would book him to CGI Stomp the Thunderdome. Peace. You know what's crazy, BJ? He was in WWE at one time. They released him. Why is Cesar Bononi not with Avalon on Dynamite? I think they're doing something weird with that group, Sean. I feel like they're still trying to mold that group. And I'll get into that in a second here because I think that's the next match. Next we get, Luchasaurus and them win the match with a choke slam and a moonsault. Simple, plain. I wasn't mad. I was happy at the win.
Doesn't have to be a finisher all the time.
Love it. That's one of the best parts about AEW. Yes. I like that they do that. QT is back with his Nightmare family, and he introduces them after turning down Cody Rhodes. And Mr. Ogogo was talking crazy shit. He is a bronze boxing Olympic medalist. This dude will probably knock your ass out if you ever really messed with him.
Right.
I can't wait to see what his wrestling skills are. I think he's been signed for a year, maybe a year plus. I want to see what he can do in the ring. He's been at that Nightmare Factory for a year. Let's see what QT and the boys have been teaching him down there.
Hopefully he's got his skills down pat because I'm actually interested in seeing him wrestle.
I also like the introduction of Aaron Solo too, like just saying he's more than someone's boyfriend. If you guys didn't know, that was Bailey's fiance, and they're really trying to put him over ex-fiance, I should say now too. Bailey is on the market. If you guys want to hit her up, shoot your shot. But jerk, this guy is a jerk.
I love you, Bailey.
This ain't the place for this.
Just saying.
That's
a foul, bro.
It was. Aaron Solo, please don't beat me up. I'll send you his address. Whatever you need, you just let me know.
That's fine. Come see me, bro.
I like what they did with Nick, though. QT's trying to make these guys feel like a big deal. And they're trying to give QT something. I know not everybody's happy with it, but I'm okay with giving QT a shot.
Gotta do what you gotta do to make things work.
After that, we get Sting. He's coming out with the shaved ice. And here he comes. And he's supposed to have an interview with Tony Schiavone. And guess what happens? BJ, guess what happens? Surprise! Jake Roberts comes out to interrupt the interview. You hear the raggedy voice on the microphone from the back. Hey, what are you doing? And he comes out and he starts talking crazy this thing. And then Lance Archer comes out pissed. He says, I should be in the main event. You're taking up my time, Sting, and I'm sick of it. And then Sting gets on the mic and says, Lance, I agree. And Lance begins to smile. He's like, hold on, Jake. Hold on now.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And Sting says, you should be in the main event. He's like, Jake, teach him. Teach him. And Jake begins to talk and Sting says, no, shut your hole. And he actually goes in and says, you should be in the main event. And he starts laying into Lance a little bit like you should be and complimenting him, which was something I did not expect to happen.
Wasn't expecting that either. But he also told him, in order for you to, the reason why you're not in the main event, because you keep disappearing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's on management.
But.
And he kind of put it on Jake, too. Like, you got to do something about that. That's true. That's true. And Lance just walked away with a smile. But did you see who was lurking in the background of this that they kept showing? I thought this was interesting. All Ego Ethan Page. Shout out to Nails if she's listening. And Scorpio Sky. They were a tag team. Remember what I said? Mm-hmm. It looks like they're going to make them a team. I don't know why they did this.
I like it. Because it fits. They're on the path of trying to make things happen for them, and they have to go through. They have to do whatever they have to do to get through to everyone to make them understand. Like, this is what we're doing. This is who we are. This is what we want. I like it.
We'll see what happens with this. I really want to see these two as singles, but
I do think they deserve to be singles wrestlers. But I mean, this may be a route that had to be taken for undisclosed reasons.
Right. Let's see here. I'm big on Aaron. I think he meant Anthony. Only to be honest, in that faction, Jesus says. Sean Harrington said, I love QT Marshall's promo and it made me feel for him and agree with almost everything he said about Cody, especially being the modern Sting. Ooh. That was a sharp shot. Sean Harrington bringing up the blows tonight. Bruising the rib cage area. I'm
going to kill them ribs.
You're not wrong. Ace said the same thing. Lance ain't wrong here. I agree both need to be single, Jesus said. Do you guys not watch Elevation? These two actually work well together, Sky and Page. I can see Archer joining that trio. I caught their match on Elevation. Sean, I promise you, I watch so much wrestling that my mind spins every week. I promise. Like, Derek probably sees me, and this thing, I won't, unless you sponsor me, I won't say it, what it is. I'm always on this thing watching wrestling, or it's on my television screen. Somewhere there's wrestling, or I'm looking up results, what happened. I saw Paige and Sky as a team. Look good. I just feel weird because they repackaged them as like singles wrestlers, and now it's like, flip it. No, we're doing this now.
Right.
We're going this way with you two.
But I want to say they probably did that because...
To get TV time.
To get TV time, yes. And I think a lot of people like the idea of seeing them together.
And, like Sean said, they could be a trio with Archer. We'll take the wait and see approach on this. I want to see what's going to eventually happen. I'm in. I'm curious. That's all I can say at this point. I want to see what they're gonna do here. Tokyo Rockstar. Only losers watch AEW over NXT Takeover. I gotta stick to my brand. Come on now, Tokyo. It only makes sense, Rockstar. If I've been doing AEW reviews every week, why would I switch it up? But if you've been following the podcast, tomorrow you're going to get your NXT TakeOver review. We're going to recap night one and then come back to this.
TNX.
All right? Stop saying TNX. Team Taz are backstage trying to get on the same page. They're still having like these little arguments and stuff. Taz blamed Ricky for starting stuff amongst the group. Hey. So we'll wait and see what happens with Team Taz. Let's get into this TNT Championship match. Darby Allin with Sting versus JD Drake. In his corner, the Hollywood hunk Ryan Nemeth and Cesar Bononi. Now, going back to what Sean said before, Sean said Avalon and Bononi are together on Dark, including the other two is just weird to me because that little group could use Avalon because he is underrated on the microphone. I could see it where all 4 of them join up together eventually.
I can see that. That would be good.
They have potential with it. I just feel like, unfortunately, though, they're going to be the job squad of this. Like, yeah, they're going to be taking a lot of L's, but give them some time on the mic, like you said, and let them shine a little bit. So, in this matchup, JD Drake gets the opportunity to shine. I'm a big JD Drake fan. If you've never seen his work in Evolve, amazing. Darby takes a sick bump on the outside from a shoulder block from JD Drake. He actually had a new attire tonight, which also looked dope. At one point, Ryan Nemeth begins to interfere, but Sting chases him off with a baseball bat. The match gets more and more physical from here on out, and these two are just putting their bodies on the line. But we'll jump to the finish here because my favorite spot, too, was he had Darby, threw him off the ropes into that clothesline. If you watch his matches on Dark, he does it every time, but it just looks amazing, especially on somebody like Darby's size. Just looked like he just demolished him.
Throw him like a little rag doll.
They eventually make their way to the top rope, and Darby figures out how to hit a code red from the top rope. He doesn't go for the win there, though. He goes to the top rope, and you know what time it is when the arms get crossed?
Put him in the coffin.
1, 2, 3. Darby Allin gets the victory here. And then immediately after, here comes the HFO. The Hardy front office are out there. I almost said family. The Hardy front office come out, and they beat the hell out of Darby. The Butcher and the Blade were especially going to work. Butcher and the motherfucking Blade. They come out there and they're handling business Buffalo style. And they go to try to clear off the table. The Bunny's out there. But who shows up but the Dark Order? Because Tay Conti has a match. Why do I keep saying Tay? Ty Conti, excuse me. I don't want -1 to yell at me because he said that's how you say it. He's like, it's Ty.
Understandable, but it's the way that it's spelled. So you could say it that way.
I'm trying to sound it out. Thank you. I haven't heard that since first grade. I appreciate it.
Got your back, bro.
So Ty Conti comes out and she attacks the Bunny, and everything goes to shit after this. And they back up, and they're basically backing off of each other. We then go to Alex Marvez. He's trying to interview Chris Jericho, and VJ, guess what word I'm about to say? Surprise! We get another interruption. Here comes the Pinnacle to jump Jericho. And at this point, we're all wondering, well, where the hell's the rest of the inner circle?
Right.
They're brawling all the way to the outside, and they're jumping Jericho 6-on-1, putting the boots to him because he was talking that ish earlier. And Alex Marvez is running backstage, we see, and he's like, oh, they're locked in or something. He said something.
Yeah,
the camera pans over to
They're back here.
Yeah, and then the inner circle, they're like locked in the dressing room, and they're trying to break down the door with whatever they have in there.
If I
that nice cardboard door, by the way.
Right. If I caught a good glimpse of it, it looked like Sammy Guevara had a sledgehammer.
Okay, so they eventually tried to make their way out, but the Pinnacle is putting that ass whooping on. It may be too late. But during the beatdown, who comes out but Iron Mike Tyson? And he comes out and he is putting them hands to work. And he catches Sean Spears. Yo, Sean Spears is eating body shots from Mike Tyson. I loved it. It just made me laugh. He bodies Sean Spears basically, and he runs out. And then the inner circle come out to follow him. And Jericho stands up and he shakes his hand. This is the perfect explanation for this. Next week, Mike Tyson, how do you feel about what was happening to Jericho? And he could just say, you know, in boxing, it's always one-on-one. Fight the man straight up. You didn't have to jump him 6-on-1. You got the story in there for why Mike Tyson helped Chris Jericho out.
Yes. It fits perfectly.
MJF was being a real bitch. Being a real bitch.
But it fits perfectly though. Like this is a history between Iron Mike Tyson and Jericho from previous times. Why not have him come back to do it again?
Right? Just good stuff here. Like I said, I know some people thought they were going to do like Jericho Tyson tonight. I was like, no, they're not doing that. That wouldn't make sense. You would just undo everything you just did. Then we get a segment with Dr. Britt Baker and Rebel, and she's telling Tony Khan she wants a title shot. She said, watch Dark, watch Elevation. I'm going to eventually, or Dark Elevation, excuse me. I'm going to climb up the ranks and get that title shot. Okay, Britt.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, you've been advocating for her. I think she's in the number 3 spot, but I think number 1 is if I'm not mistaken, held by Ty Conti. So
yeah, because I actually think she is the number 1 contender for the title. So,
right. Let's go to the chat here because I did miss some of the stuff that was being said. Sean Harrington said, "Oh, I get it, guys. That's why I asked. I know it's a tough catch to catch it at all, or catch it all. I've had wrestling on every day this week. Same, man. It's that crazy WrestleMania schedule. Starting from Genesis and New Japan. I haven't even watched that yet. It's on the back burner. Dark on Monday, Dark on Tuesday, and then tonight. Craziness. I'm watching night 1 before night 2 airs tomorrow. Same for me. Jesus said Starks needs to chill and STFU. I won't repeat what that is. Ain't trying to see Team Taz break up. Ace said Darby Allin doesn't need Sting watching his back every week. Ace apparently he does. He's getting jumped a lot.
Right, that and can we stop the Sting interviews?
Yo, bro, it's gotta stop. Sting interview. I'm like, someone's coming out to interrupt this. Why do we do this?
Right.
You don't need Sting on every week. I think Sting would feel more special if you used him sparingly.
Yeah, and they're not doing that. They're bringing him back. It seems like they're bringing him back like...
Maybe that's the excuse, though, when Darby wants to compete. I think you need to just keep Sting out of it, and then he shows up to protect Darby once it gets real bad.
Okay.
That's how you book it, though. I don't know. I just think less Sting is more. Malik Murray said, "Hey, what's up, y'all? I was wrong. I go to boxing training next week. That is fabulous, Malik. Let me know if you got those Anthony Ogogo moves. But yeah, good for you, brother. I'm glad you could join us this week." Jesus said, "Give me JD Drake versus KO. That would be a battle of the flips and the turnbuckles."
Mm-hmm. That'd be actually really good.
Jesus said, "Need to listen to Talk is Jericho with the Butcher and Blade." Yes, they were great. Do you think they're winning the tag titles in AEW? I've always said I think they will win them. I think they're going to be the shock team to beat somebody for them.
Oh, yeah.
You'll watch Dynamite one night, you're like, oh, this match should be nothing. Then the Butcher and Blade will win. You're going to be like, how the hell did they win the tag titles?
Right. Yeah.
They remind me of the Acolytes, I told you. Like Acolytes back in the day.
Yeah, I definitely would like to see them in that role.
Chat seems like they would be happy with the Butcher and Blade. Sick is in the house as well. What's good, Sick? Jesus said Sheeta versus Britt Baker at Double or Nothing. I think I could see that. I think we're going to see Ty Conti get her title shot before.
Oh, yeah.
Sean Harrington says Ricky Starks gets turned on and goes face, or all this focus is looking like Taz is annoyed with Ricky Starks leads to a swerve and Team Taz turn on Cage. Maybe. I got to see what happens more. I'm not ready for the storyline yet. I feel like I haven't gotten enough pieces of it yet to see where they're going with this.
Yeah, not right now.
I feel like Cage is the one to break away from the group, though, right now.
Oh, yeah. Give it like a month or two. Let's say Cage is on his way out.
Right? Six said, ever see that video of guys trying to rob Mike Tyson at the casino back in the day? He puts them paws on them, and what made it even funnier was when they had it in a security cam of the guys running from him. Yeah, Mike Tyson's a bad boy, man. Back in the day, you did not want to mess with that dude. Baker versus Sheeta at Double or Nothing and give Baker her rightful run. A lot of people are ready to see Britt Baker with that championship. Hey, I get it.
Yeah. It would be nice to see.
So next we get the Bunny with HFO versus Ty Conti and the Dark Order. Ty Conti eats the apron after a leg sweep. Afterwards, the Bunny tries to cause a distraction by rolling out of the ring and hitting Hikaru Shida with her kendo stick. She then hits Ty Conti with the kendo stick and tries to come off the rope, but Shida breaks it up. Ty Conti hits a superplex and then rolls through and hits the DD Ty for the 1-2-3. Shout out to Rob, who took care of that for me while I was handling business with the intern, who was not happy at this moment. Yeah, like I said, Ty Conti gets the win. I think Ty Conti's going to get the shot on Dynamite, put up a good effort, a good fight, and then we're going to see Britt Baker get that title shot. And I'm calling it, when Britt Baker faces Shida, Britt Baker will be the new AEW Women's Champion. That's a spoiler, I think, not a prediction.
I agree with that. I would actually, because I think it's time for. I love I love Shida, but it may be time. Tokyo
Rockstar just brought up the Wednesday Night Wars are finally over. Technically, tonight was the last night. You'll have NXT going up against AEW on a Wednesday. But I'm happy because I get to watch both shows now, and I don't have to worry about choosing one or the other or any issues with it. So NXT on Tuesdays, win for me. And that's all I care about is me as a fan. I don't care about your ratings. I don't care about all that other junk. That's why I don't really bring it up on here too often. I'm just enjoying wrestling for what it is. But thank you, Rockstar, for bringing that up. Sean Harrington said -1 definitely has a little crush, he thinks, on...
oh, yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt.
I'll leave that man alone.
Hey, he's in a better spot than me.
Touche. Derek, you're shooting your shot with a lot of people tonight. What are you doing? This is Everything Pro Wrestling, not the... What is this? What was the show? What's the love-making show that they used to have? The matches or whatever. Next, yeah. Stupid ones like that. Yeah. This ain't no love show, Derek.
Hey.
Shout out to Peter Guns, by the way, on Cheaters for putting his hands on somebody. Who let Peter Guns host Cheaters?
Yo, why you smack him like that, though?
Random, dude. Sick has a question. If you were to predict 3 wrestlers to get signed to AEW from any wrestling company, who do you think they will be and why?
One I can't mention.
Who? Who is it?
You know who it is.
Why can't you mention them?
Just because.
What company are they with?
Nah, that would give it away.
Okay. I'm going to go with, for 3 people to get signed by AEW, I'm going to go with Andrade. Okay, I like that. Aleister Black and Ricochet. Would be 3 people I think that would fit better in AEW.
They would. You know what? I'm not mad at that. I like that.
I think those 3 would be it. Someone's saying Thea, Trinidad, Andrade, and Daga. But if you bring Daga, and I feel like Tessa can't be far behind, and I ain't a fan. Daga is Tessa's... I don't know if they're married or if they're still dating. I can't keep up with this bullshit. He was in Impact for a little bit. He was in Lucha Underground as well. Stop hating. This dude is a hater. I need like the little plates with your name on it. Just gonna say the resident hater.
Listen.
Let's talk about next week. Let's get Derek back before he gets on his negative train. We're gonna stop that before it starts rolling. Next week we have a TNT Championship match, Derek. Darby Allin versus Matt Hardy. Falls count anywhere.
I like that.
That should be fun. We got the Young Bucks defending the AEW tag titles versus Pac and Rey Fenix. We are finally getting that tag match. Oh. This match is going to be off the chain, I'm telling you.
So much high flying, so much technicality. Oh my God. That's going to be my match of the night that I'll be waiting for.
Right? Anthony Ogogo is going to debut next week. About to put them paws on somebody. Is his finisher going to be a knockout punch?
I hope not. That's...
He's a boxer, though. I mean, technically, his hands should be lethal weapons. So if he punches someone who's just supposed to be regular, like, I'm going to eat this.
So Paul White deserves that too?
Technically, Big Show did learn how to box. He was supposed to box Klitschko. Remember when he was the champ for a long time? You're a hater. Do you watch Sammy's vlog?
I haven't watched it lately.
There's a good scene with Paul White in there. You'll laugh at it. Vintage, old school. We are also getting Jade Cargill versus Red Velvet. We got a little video package for that. I'm kind of hyped for that. I want to see what these two do one-on-one. There's no Shaq. There's no Cody. Let's let the ladies go at it. I've been waiting for this.
And please let it go a good amount of time. Let's not. I don't want them to get in there and it's done in like 5 minutes.
I think that's going to depend on how well the I don't know what to call those guys backstage, the agents for the match. I think that's going to depend on how much they feel like, can Jade do a 10-minute match? Can she do a 15-minute match? We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. We also have a matchup here that I believe is going to be the main event. We are going to have Dax Hardwood with Cash Wheeler in his corner versus Chris Jericho with Sammy Guevara in his corner. Oh, you missed it. Good. Sammy Guevara.
Spanish God. I was waiting, bro.
Okay. Special guest enforcer, Iron Mike Tyson. All other faction members will be banned, so they only get that one person at ringside with them. Mike Tyson's going to be there. I'm sure somebody's getting knocked out.
Let me stop.
Yeah, I definitely felt a swear coming from you. Knock it off. So, we got ourselves a pretty nice Dynamite card for next week. You guys are going to want to make sure that you keep it locked in with us here. And I want to thank anybody who's listening to the audio versions of the show. And speaking of things that are good, and when people want to know something that's good, you come to the right place. Everything Pro Wrestling's got you. Something good you could do is get that lawnmower 3.0 for yourself. You guys can trim the bushes, make that tree look taller, and you guys can definitely be groomed and ready for your significant other. So get yourself that lawnmower 3.0. We also have some other minor things you can get in there. The crop preserver, the ball deodorant. You get yourself some boxers, a t-shirt. They have many things to offer, but when you go, save 20% by using our promo code EPW Show. I think it's pretty simple and easy. Go to manscaped.com, promo code EPW Show. And you know what? While we're giving things away, one more time, we can do powerslam.tv. You guys can go there and watch the best independent wrestling. Use our promo code. You get 1 month free, EPW Show. It's the easiest way to watch some pro wrestling. I don't know if this is the week for it, but I say check it out. Give it a chance, especially if you're getting into some of these wrestlers over the weekend watching Fight TV or anything. And you're like, you know what? I want to learn more about that guy. Take advantage of our promo code for powerslam.tv. Derek, it's main event time, and this is something that everyone's probably been waiting to talk about. We had ourselves a trios match. Derek loves 6-man tags. Loves them.
Not at all.
We have ourselves Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers taking on Jon Moxley and the Young Bucks. Now, we talked about these pieces of shit, the Young Bucks, before this. How could they do this? How could they do this? I don't know, man. I don't know. So early on in this, we see like a game of one-upsmanship, I felt like, between the Bullet Club members. Just kind of like, you know, doing the feel-out process and whatever. They're just trying to show who's better in all of this. We get a lot of back-and-forth action between all the teams. Anderson and Gallows got their shit in. Kenny got his shit in. You got Moxley getting his stuff in. You got the Bucks getting their stuff in.
Right.
And eventually we get the back-and-forth. Matt Jackson finally gets the hot tag, and he struggles to hit the super kick on Kenny Omega. He just couldn't do it. That's his buddy. That's his friend. I was like, what the hell is this? Super kick that fool.
Oh, man.
Derek was highly disappointed by this, even though he was saying the whole time, like, I'm telling you, bro, they're about to turn on him.
I told this man in the beginning, I said, they are going to turn on Mox. And he's like, nah, bro, it's not happening. I'm like, okay, watch.
I thought it was too obvious. I was wrong. Sean said it, though. I said before, though, that I didn't think they were going to do it tonight. I thought it would be maybe for a title rematch is when they would finally turn on him.
Yeah.
But tonight, I was like, I can't believe they did this here. I don't know what this means. But let's get into the rest of the matchup here so we can explain what happened. So they don't want to do it. Then eventually, we get some struggles in between here. Moxley saved them at several points in the match, too, when they couldn't do stuff. Kenny's about to take advantage. Moxley takes his head off with a clothesline. He's like, guys, win the match. They're going for the BTE trigger. Matt and Nick can't do it again. These punk asses couldn't get the job done. They're sitting there like, nah, we can't do this, man. And then eventually Moxley's like, you know what, screw this. Tags himself in. He goes, he hits the Death Rider. He hits it once. Then he's like, you know what, screw this. I hate this dude. Hits it again twice. Then he picks him up and he's going for it for a third time. And what happens? These bastards, the Young Bucks, super kick.
Party!
Bro, Moxley goes down for the count. I couldn't believe it. I was hurt. And, dude, just... Damn. They super kick him, which ends up leading to Moxley being down and out. Some bullshit is going on throughout all of this. And afterwards, they drag a lifeless Kenny Omega on top of him because he was getting bulldog chokes. Like, he was done. And they just put Kenny on him. 1, 2, 3. Omega and the Good Brothers get the win. The Bucks sacrifice the loss.
To hug it out.
Bro.
To hug it out.
Then that old Bullet Club bullshit begins to happen. They come out to unite. But Eddie Kingston comes hobbling on out. He has an injured ankle because he got Pillmanized. And he's coming out, hopping out. And he's like, yo, what is this? And the Good Brothers cut him off, and they just start whooping his ass, too. He eats the beat down here, and I just feel terrible, bro. They just beat him down, and then they're all in the middle. They're like, come on. And then Matt's like, no. Just bring it in. Bring it in for a hug. These bastards. They got me tonight. They got me. I thought it was too obvious. But Sean said I should have seen this coming a mile away. Let's see here. Jesus said main event was match of the night for me. I could see why it was that. A lot of people are saying Andrade to Ring of Honor because that's where his friends are. Rockstar is saying that Andrade to New Japan. I think Andrade's got options, bro.
Way too many options. Yeah, he's probably racking his brain right now trying to figure out where to go.
A said the Bucks showed their loyalty to Omega. Those three have always been in it from thick and thin. They are the original elite. Malik Murray says, I got a question. Are the Young Bucks heel now, and are they going back to their Ring of Honor 2015 style run?
I don't think they're heel. I think this is just a moment of
unclarity.
Yeah, it was a lapse of judgment. Lapse of judgment. I
don't know. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with all this because at first I thought we were going to possibly get the Bucks, Good Brothers, but things are starting to heat up. I don't know.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
PR said no 6-man Derek. What about Dudley Boys with Spike versus DX, New Age Outlaws with X-Pac?
That's an exception.
That's bullshit.
Nah.
This is flip-flops. Flip-flop. This is some politician flip-floppiness.
Because that wasn't really a 6-man tag. You know, that was all over the place, bro.
Derek's hating, bro.
Just saying.
I'm closing the notes on this one.
They're sloppy.
Live chat. What did you think of tonight's show? Drop a letter grade for me. Let's drop out of 10. Give me 5 stars. Give me something in the chat so I can read what you guys thought of the show tonight. Derek, I'm coming to you. What did you think overall of the show?
I thought it was I gave it an 8.
Out of 10?
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Big deal. I think what pushed it that far was the Inner Circle promo.
Jesus said y'all like the promos we've been getting a lot in AEW. I like the promos like when Jericho cuts them. I do not like the interview interruptions constantly. They do a lot of it.
Yeah, they gotta start toning that down
a little bit. Jesus agrees with you. 8 out of 10. I think I would go 8 out of 10 too. This Dynamite really got me excited for the next one.
Yeah,
I want to see what they've got planned. It seems like maybe we're starting to finally get that build to Double or Nothing. I'm excited, man, for the pay-per-view.
Oh, finally, man.
We're getting there. It's sometimes when you're like further away, you're just like, it's another Dynamite. It's just another Dynamite. Yeah. And then they start doing little reveals and you're hooked and they're ready for you. Yeah. So it looks like a lot of people are going out of 10 for this one. And hey, I'm happy. I'm happy with what we're seeing from AEW.
Can't complain.
I don't know what the heck that was. But sorry, had something definitely hit me there. Malik Murray says, I got a question. Young Bucks need to choose if they're heel or babyface. I mean, I think they showed tonight that they aligned with Kenny. I think they're temporarily heels. I wonder what happens next week, though. I think Moxley could get revenge in that tag match.
He may have to, and I hope he does.
All right, so I'm going to give you the choice right here, Derek.
Okay.
Who takes the tag titles off of the Bucks? If you could have either Pac and Phoenix or Moxley and Kingston, who would you have defeat the Bucks for the tag titles?
Pac and Phoenix.
Why so?
Just because I feel like that the Young Bucks, after they lose their match against them through Jon Moxley's interference, they have to get back at them. And I think the only way that they'll be able to get back at them is going this route. So Moxley will interfere. They'll lose the titles. And Kingston and Moxley will try their hand at it after. Because I think this will be a slow burn. I think this will be payback, but in the long run.
Okay.
So,
I'm not mad at it. I see a lot of people putting 8s in the chats for this show tonight. I saw a 7.5 in there as well. Okay. Like I said, this was a phenomenal episode of Dynamite. We have a busy busy WrestleMania week coming up for you guys. If you guys aren't, get yourselves ready because we're going to be covering the show on Saturday, Sunday, the WrestleMania show, night 1, night 2. Got the graphics set up. Got to just put it in here. We'll be done with it. And you guys will see that popping up on your feed shortly. Come on in, leave a like. I want to talk WrestleMania with you guys, so make sure we are your planned destination after WrestleMania goes off the air. Grab yourself a beverage, non-alcoholic, Jesus, and join us in here. Couple Steve Weisers. And we'll talk WrestleMania, man. I want to get everybody's thoughts on what they thought of the show. It's supposed to be fun. Can't wait to hear about it. But tomorrow, me and Rob will be back. I don't know if Derek will be here, but me and Rob will be back for NXT TakeOver. We will be doing a review of Stand and Deliver Night 2. Rob's going to cover Night 1 for me if I can't finish all of it before the show. I've got a crazy thing that's going on every Thursday now. You'll hear about that another time. As soon as everything's done, that'll be a story for the future of everything pro wrestling. What were you doing every Thursday for a long time? Tell you later. But yeah, definitely gonna be interesting.
Let's make it happen.
It's WrestleMania week. We are trying to cover everything we can for you guys, and we appreciate the hell out of you guys for being wrestling fans. For myself, Derek, we are out. Thank you for watching Everything Pro Wrestling. Peace.
Everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinions, the lesson, yes. By the fans, for the fans, not many in this can understand. This the podcast to show you who I am. Conrad Cushman, the legend in the plans. Please listen every day to the showcase. The opinions and knowledge that anyone can take. Showing you how it is done. Proving I am number one. What a legend becomes. This is now my time to show you that I am here. This podcast just to make it loud and clear. By the fans, for the fans. Not many whose hand can understand everything pro wrestling. They can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson. Yes, everyday pro wrestling. They can never be you. Listen to the podcast for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinions, the lesson. Yes.
What's going on, EPW Nation? It's your boys from the Everything College Basketball Podcast, Josh and Peyton, here to remind you all that college basketball season is right around the corner. Yes, we finally know it's right around the corner, and Peyton, there's only one place people should go for all the college basketball excitement.
Well, Josh, the only place to find all college basketball hoops all the time is Everything College Basketball. Everything College Basketball can be listened to on several podcast hosting sites like Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. And we can also be found on our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Everything College Basketball.
Yes, make sure you are joining the group with a couple other 100 people and growing by the day as we march into year number 3 of the Everything College Basketball networking system. Now, let's get back to Conrad and Everything Pro Wrestling.